Welcome to the Lior Cohen podcast, your gateway to reconnecting with your true self and living the life you were meant to live. Each week, we'll embark on a journey of self-discovery, healing, and deep connection with your intuition and inner wisdom. Through guided insights and reflections, you'll expand your consciousness, gain clarity on what's holding you back, and awaken to your passion and purpose. Get ready to break free from limitations and step into a life of creativity, abundance, joy, and inner peace.
Welcome back to the podcast. If you're tuning in for the first time, I highly recommend starting with the first episode to follow the journey from the beginning. Mindfulness, like any meaningful practice, builds upon itself, each layer of understanding enriching the next. I'm your host, Hila, and with me again is Lior Cohen, a wellness coach and guided meditation facilitator. Lior specializes in helping individuals find calm, gain clarity, and reconnect with themselves through mindfulness, meditation, and breathing practices. Lior, you work with people from all walks of life, guiding them on their journey to emotional healing and in life filled with clarity and purpose. It's great to have you back.
Thank you, Hila. It's wonderful to be here again. Every time we revisit mindfulness, it feels like peeling back another layer. Even after years of practice, there's always something new to discover. Last time, I had a very profound realization. It's about how difficult it can be to overcome the critical mind. The moment when you are immersed in a thought, traveling through the memories, ideas, and stories, and suddenly mindfulness brings you back. And there's almost a resistance, like why now? Why should I stop this interesting thought and focus on my breath?
That's such a relevant question. It's like you caught between the comfort of thought and the challenge of present. And honestly, I think it's a beautiful sign of progress. When we start questioning our patterns of thinking, it's sure we're beginning to observe consciousness itself.
Absolutely. It's the beginning of a deeper awareness. In Buddhism, there's a lot of value placed on observing the mind, watching thoughts come and go without attachment. And when you reach that moment of questioning, like why should I prioritize my body and breath over my thought? That's actually a pivotal step. It's almost like a little rebellion against the comfort of drifting thought. But here's the thing. Most of our thoughts, especially the wandering ones, aren't always helpful. They can lead to unnecessary worry or anxiety.
That makes me think of how easily we create scenarios in our heads. Like you see a call for your boss and your mind immediately starts spinning stories. Did I do something wrong? Is there an issue? And usually none of these stories are true, but we've already gone through all the stress of imagining them.
Exactly. That's the mind default mode. Associative thinking. One thought sparks another, and suddenly we have created a whole movie in our mind. And sometimes it's not just a movie, it's a whole full trilogy with sequels. Mindfulness practice helps reduce that noise. It gives us the ability to step back and say, okay, what's actually happening right now? Instead of suffering through imagined scenarios, we learn to live in reality.
But what about when we're caught in those thoughts, especially the bad movies that are really intense? Something, or sometimes it feels impossible to step out of that spiral. Is there an emergency tool for those moments?
Great question. Yes, there's something called mindfulness first aid. But I always like to say, it's not a substitute for regular practice. It's like fitness. If you don't exercise regularly, you can't expect to run a marathon out of the blue. Consistent practice builds the mental resilience you need for tough moments. That said, for those intense situations, there is a simpler framework called RAIN, a mindfulness tool for emotional emergencies. R stands for recognize what's happening. Allow the experience to be here just as it is. I investigate with curiosity and nurture with self-compassion.
I love that. Can we break it down a bit? What does each step look like in practice?
Of course, let's take an example. Imagine you're driving and suddenly someone crashes into your car from behind. Instantly, adrenaline kicks in, thought race, emotion surge. So, recognize means acknowledging, okay, I'm feeling shocked, angry, scared. This is happening. Allow is about not pushing those feelings away. Instead of resisting, you let them be. You accept. Right now, this is my reality. Investigate is when you gently ask, what's really happening inside of me? How is my body responding? What thoughts are coming up? Maybe you notice tension in your chest or rapid breathing. This step is about observing without judgment. And last, nurture is offering yourself care, like saying, this is tough, but I'm here for myself. I'm safe. I can breathe through this.
That sounds so grounding. It's like giving yourself a moment of space in the middle of chaos.
Exactly. It's a way to pause the emotional spiral and reconnect with the body and the breath. But again, the strength of this practice depends on the groundwork we lay during calm moments. Because the truth is that our body and mind are deeply connected. When the mind creates fear, the body reacts, tense muscles, shallow breath, racing heart, and then the body feeds that back to the mind, saying, yes, we're in danger. It's a cycle. Mindfulness helps us break that loop. When we train ourselves to notice physical sensation, we can ground ourselves and bring clarity even in stressful moments. The idea here is to become aware of the repetitive cycle of thought and feelings, observe them without judgment, and allow them to pass without letting them take control of our state of being.
It's like you're building a bridge between the body and mind, and the more you practice, the stronger the bridge becomes.
Exactly. And that's why mindfulness isn't just about feeling calm, it's about building resilience, emotional strength, and presence. So we can meet life as it is, whether it's joyful, painful, or uncertain.
I love that. It's empowering. So, for anyone listening who feels like they're stuck in their thoughts, overwhelmed by emotions, what's one simple step that they can take today?
Start small. Just pause and take 3 conscious breaths. Feel the air entering your nose, filling your belly, and releasing it. It sounds simple, but it's a powerful way to ground yourself. And remember, it's not about avoiding thought, but noticing them and gently returning to the present. That's where real freedom begins.
Beautiful. These insights are really meaningful. This conversation feels like breathing fresh air, practical, grounding, and inspiring.
Absolutely. When we're caught in heavy emotions, sadness, pressure, or even agony, it can feel overwhelming. But one simple tool is always available to us: the breath. You can start by simply counting your breath, one breath at a time, in descending order. For example, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So gently you bring yourself back to the present moment. It's not about forcing thought away or denying discomfort. Instead, it's about recognizing that thoughts are there without attaching to them. We don't need to fight with our minds. The practice is about noticing. Notice the thoughts, notice the emotion, notice the physical sensation, and then gently bring your focus back to your breath, to the present moment. This is how we return to right here, right now. Sometimes a thought may feel meditative, and that's okay. In other times, it is disturbing or uncomfortable. But even then, the practice is not about asking, why is this happening, or resisting it. Instead, it's about asking, what is here now? What thoughts are present? What emotions are arising? What sensation my body is experiencing? This simple inquiry shifts us from identification to observation. For example, if your heart is pounding, it doesn't mean that you are in danger. It simply means your body is reacting. By observing without judgment, you create a space for the body to relax, for the tension to ease, and for your mind to find clarity. It's about maintaining a perspective that lets you observe what's happening without being overwhelmed by it. You can change your emotional state, not by resisting, but by simply bringing back your attention to the breath and embracing the present moment. And I remind you again, for anyone willing to dedicate just 10 minutes a day to this practice, the benefits are so profound. This isn't about perfection, it's about creating moments of awareness that build strength over time.
That's such an important reminder, Lior. The practice doesn't have to be long or complicated. 10 minutes of focused breathing and awareness can be a powerful tool for everyone.
I encourage anyone listening, try it. Give yourself those 10 minutes. Be patient with yourself and trust that every moment of present is a step towards greater clarity and peace. This reminds me that it's the time to take what we learn to practice.
Perfect timing. I am so excited.
A few tips before we get started. Find a quiet place with no distractions. You can sit on a comfortable chair, sofa, or lay down in bed, whatever feels good for your body. I also recommend using an eye cover. Getting yourself comfortable, and when you're ready, gently close your eyes and take a deep breath in and out through your nose. Allow yourself to arrive fully in this moment. Slowing the breath down a bit. Allow the edges of your eyes to soften, your jaw to be slightly open, your shoulders to drop. Your thoughts will come and go. And if you start thinking about this or that, come back to your breath, silently repeating in on the in breath and out on the out breath. Letting any thoughts pass by. Slowing the breath down. Edges of your eyes melt. Your jaw is slightly open. Shoulders to drop. Drop them even more. The rhythm of your breath help you to release and let go of any tension. Feel the connection of your body to the surface beneath you. Notice the weight of your body, the sensation of gravity holding you. Let this be a reminder that you are supported. Feel the connection of your body to the surface beneath you. Notice the weight of your body, the sensation of gravity holding you. Let this be a reminder that you are supported. You are safe in this moment. And now bring your attention to your breath. No need to change it, just notice. Feel the coolness as you breathe in, the warmth as you breathe out. Let each breath anchor you, like waves returning to the shore. Now gently notice any thoughts or emotion that arise. You don't need to push them away or hold them onto. Now gently notice any thought or emotion that arise. You don't need to push them away or hold. Now, now gently notice any thought or emotion that arise. You don't need to push them away or hold on to the thought. Simply observe them. If it helps, name them. Worry, fear, tension. Then let them pass like clouds drifting across the sky. When you feel swept away by a thought or emotion, softly guide your attention back to your breath, back to this moment. Remind yourself, I am here, I am present, I am safe. Begin focusing a bit more on your inhalations, helping become more alert and awake. Your attention now centers in your heart. Give yourself 3 longer, slower, deeper breaths in and out through the nose. And now bring your attention to your feet. Begin rotating your ankles as you point and flex your feet, coming up through your legs into your hips, up into your chest, across your shoulders, and down your arms, opening and closing your hands, traveling up and into your throat, your jaw slightly open, edges of your eyes soft. Take one more deep breath in and out through the nose. As you exhale, imagine releasing any tension. Offer yourself kindness for showing up, for practicing presence even in difficulty. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. Carry this sense of presence with you, knowing that in any challenging moment, you can return to your breath and safety of now. Now, pay attention to what are you more aware of.
Thank you, Lior, for guiding us through this impressive experience. I have struggled with being present at some part of the practice, but I feel I'm getting better with my mindful practice every time we do it. And to our listeners, thank you so much for being with us in this conversation. If you found this episode helpful, we invite you to tune in again and explore the rest of our podcast series. The link is posted in the podcast description. And now, Lior has a special announcement for our listeners.
Thank you, Hila. If you resonate with me and what I'm sharing, I have a few spots available to book a free clarity coaching call with me. Together, we'll uncover emotional roadblocks that keep you stuck and hidden challenges that may sabotage your ability to move forward with your goals. You will leave this session renewed, re-energized, and inspired to gain clarity on the next step you need to take to turn your vision into reality. If you'd like to have one of these sessions absolutely free, click on the link below in the podcast description.
Thank you, Lior, for this opportunity to connect with you. We'll be back soon with more conversation to support our listeners' mindfulness journey. Until then, take care, be kind to yourself, and stay present. See you next time.
Thank you, Hila. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you for listening to the Lior Cohen podcast, your gateway to reconnecting with your true self and living the life you were meant to live. Join us every week for a new episode filled with insights and practical tools to help you grow, heal, and step into the best version of yourself. Until next time, stay present and keep trusting your inner wisdom.